other words, says Jonathan Mermin, if the government isn't talking about it, we don't report it. He concludes, Lair's somewhat jarring declaration, one of many recent admissions by journalists that their reporting failed to prepare the public for the calamitous occupation that has followed the liberation of Iraq, reveals just how far the actual practice of American journalism has deviated from the First Amendment idea of a press that is independent of government.
Reports of a 3-year-old being hit with pepper spray.
The corporate media told us that this melee happened because someone threw a bottle.
Something was thrown from the crowd, and police began pepper spraying people everywhere.
Police used pepper spray to break up an unruly crowd.
They respond with pepper spray when someone throws a bottle.
Something was thrown from the crowd,
and someone throws a bottle.
They repeated that mantra for days after this police riot. Someone threw a bottle. Everything was fine, everything was peaceful, but then someone threw a bottle. And that's what started this. In point of fact, that was a lie. What really happened is that the people inside the Hilton, the people with all that money, they could hear the protesters outside, and they didn't want to. People inside had paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to grab the president's ear, but the people outside on the street hadn't paid anything. And so, they were silenced. Here are the police officers in their own words, from 2 different cameras, discussing what's really happening here. Did you hear what he just said? Now look at the crowd in the background. Do you see any bottles being thrown? Do you see anyone doing anything except exercising their First Amendment rights under the U.S. Constitution? Now listen again.
Odd even as best we can. We're squirting from that side, and we're going to run along the fence line to meet OSP, who's going to come from the other side of the fence, but in front of it. Second part of it. They're going to give the command to leave. They're not going to leave. We're going to push. Push, push, push. Sticks next. They're going to do some individual OC spray, and if they have to, they're going to go to stinger. Pepperball guns. Pepperball guns are the last that they don't move, right? They're going to go to OC, sticks if you need to, and then pepperballs. Got it?
It should be noted that what the cops are so nonchalantly discussing right here is, in fact, torture. They're talking about dousing the crowd with chemical weapons that have the potential to actually kill people. They're talking about hitting people with sticks and shooting them with painful projectiles. And in their own words, the reason why they're doing this is not that someone threw a bottle, but just that they're there.
They don't move.
Because they won't move. And why should they? After all, no one is breaking any laws here. All they're doing is exercising their First Amendment rights under the U.S. Constitution to speak out.
We're not doing anything wrong!
And the cops know that by their own words. They know that they're going to pepper spray them, that they're going to hit them with sticks, and that they're probably going to shoot at them with projectiles.
All right, here's that cell phone story you've been waiting for. Cell phone users beware, Big Brother may be listening. The Federal Bureau of Investigation can now hear everything you say, even when the cell phone is turned off. I know it sounds kind of out there, but using your phone's tracking device, authorities can now activate the microphone inside the dreaded thing, allowing them to eavesdrop on you and your conversations. So we've decided to start saying all kinds of weird stuff all the time. Not really. It's serious business, and the FBI used this form of surveillance to keep tabs on critical conversations by people they call known members of the mafia. Experts say the only way around it is to take the battery out of the thing.
when the Washington Post ran an article in September 2002 saying they were using the faith office to woo voters, even though the president had repeatedly pledged it was not political.
This is not an initiative to try to gain political gain.
The White House shot down the Post story, but now Kuo reveals it was all true. And what's more, he's the one who thought up the idea.
This is your idea to tie this office that was supposed to be nonpartisan. You come up with this idea to tie it to the campaign?
I want this initiative to work.
And you think if you can get it tied, hooked in with the political people, that they'll come back and support you? Is that the thinking?
This is not rocket science or brain surgery. Right? This is a matter of survival.
He says he went to the White House political office, then run by Ken Mellman, and offered to hold events at taxpayers' expense for Republicans in tight races as a way of energizing religious voters.
So what was Ken Mellman's reaction?
He was thrilled.
He loved it.
He just whipped off a bunch of names of particular races and said, we need to go there, 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 and there.
Events in 20 key races, he says, were eventually held.